Update. Best friend and her fiancé inviting my abuser to their wedding, TW. Link to original post. Has since been locked. Sorry if formatting is weird. On mobile. Original post. First. I'm sorry if this post is jumbled. I am exhausted and preparing to move and start school again. Hopefully this is the outcome you all were hoping for. Since I myself am happy with it. I quickly wanted to clarify that J herself is not friends with Z. Rather, since her fiancé and Z are in the same friend group, she's had to be around him by choice of her fiancé. If it seemed the opposite in my original post, that is entirely my fault. I finally got to talk to my therapist, so I was able to have the conversation today. Due to conflicting schedules, I was only able to talk to my best friend J as P was at work and I'm leaving out of town to go back to school. I simply said, would you and P be willing to reconsider Z's attendance at the wedding? I don't feel comfortable being there in his presence as I'm going to be vulnerable and I'm concerned for how it will impact my mental health. J essentially told me that P was the one who suggested that Z be invited, since they are in the same friend group, and that J had been arguing against it since P's suggestion. She told me that her reasons to P for arguing against it were 1. That it would be a problem for me and 2. She simply didn't want someone like that at her wedding. Apparently, P didn't know how bad the situation was between Z and I. How he didn't know, I'll never know. He has certainly been around me long enough that I know he has heard me talk about it. I can even remember conversations in front of him about it. Selective hearing maybe? He is a quiet person. Regardless, J texted P. He was at work, and let him know that I had finally explained to her just how uncomfortable I would be. And then explained to him that our situation wasn't just a bad breakup. His immediate response was, I don't even need to know the full story. If she's uncomfortable then he's not coming. There's no reason to put her through that. And that's that. I tried my best to give J some grace in this situation solely because she was facing a battle on 2 fronts. One with me and knowing Z's presence would make me uncomfortable. And the second being potential backlash from the friend group for not inviting Z. While I know many of you will say a good friend would not care about said backlash, it doesn't mean that said backlash wouldn't have an impact on her and her future marriage. Thankfully, without me knowing, she was working behind the scenes. So, I will be going to the wedding as the maid of honor as my friend J stood her ground to ensure that Z would not be invited. And since P easily agreed, what's next is to tackle the conversation of having P specifically be more aware of my presence in ensuring that Z will not be in the vicinity. I moved 2.5 hours away from them last August for school. So this conversation will wait for now. And I'm okay with that. I'd like to add that all of this was under guidance from you all. And my therapist. I am happy with the outcome and I feel much more confident that J will protect me moving forward. I hope that I don't receive any backlash for remaining friends with J, as this is ultimately my decision and I feel that her morals were made more clear to me during this conversation. And I am okay with them. At the end of the day, my friendship with J is more important than any friendship with P. A massive thank you to everyone who responded to my original post. You all helped me find the strength to have this conversation, and for that, I am grateful. I'm glad that P understands why Z shouldn't be at their wedding. The friend group should have dropped Z because he's abusive. Anyone who sides with an abuser isn't a friend. Well, the first of the 3 options worked. Well done. Have a great night. NGL, you had me in the first part. Anyways, I'm so glad you get to go and that part about how there is backlash. I really felt that there's always consequences with things. But anyways, I'm glad you're going comfortably, and I hope you can have that conversation about what happened and how certain comments kind of minimize how bad things were. I hope you're doing well and have such a fun wedding as maid of honor. I'm happy that you're happy with the outcome. Thank the goddess that Reddit finally has a bride that says, "We are not going to have my friend's abuser at the wedding." I am happy that your friend validated your feelings, and took steps to make you feel safe. There is some serious, missing stare, happening in this friend group. I encourage everyone to read up on it if you haven't heard of it, but man, is this a glaring example. Easily could have read this exact story along with the two here. This is not what I expected to happen at all. I'm so happy it worked out. Throw a restraining order, make it official. Can this S make an R that initials should no longer be used in place of N's? Seriously. I skip every P that uses L's instead of N's. I find it highly annoying. I saw your last post, but didn't have anything to add which hadn't already been said. I'm glad there was a good resolution. Heart. This is a really happy update. I was worried about Claire not being a friend who would stand by you when it mattered. And it turns out she was trying to the whole time. I'm so glad they aren't inviting Z and you can enjoy the wedding. And that your friends do respect your boundaries and comfort. It sounds like Jay is a good friend and has your back. Keep that friend. Good friends are hard to find. I'm glad your friend and her fiancé truly do have basic human decency. Have fun at the wedding. My first thought? What are you going to do when Z shows up anyways and Jay starts shrugging his shoulders and asking, "What difference does it make?" Or, "Get over it," or some other excuse?
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Ericast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.